Olivia. It's been a while. Harper, wow, this is a surprise. It's not often you reach out first. Really? I guess I've just been meaning to talk to you more lately. There's a lot on my mind, and I thought maybe you'd be the right person to talk to. Well, that's sweet of you to say. I'm glad you reached out. Though I figured you were just giving me space since my work's been a little crazy on my end. Yeah, that's exactly it. I didn't want to bother you. You're always so busy, running things and doing such important work. Don't worry about that. I appreciate your thoughtfulness, though. Honestly, I think it's amazing how successful you are. You've built such an impressive career for yourself, and I've always thought that was really admirable. I'd love to learn more about how you did it and how you got to where you are. Oh, Harper, thank you. I appreciate that. But truthfully, I think I just got lucky at the right times. It hasn't always been smooth sailing. There were some really tough years, especially in the beginning. I made a lot of mistakes. Besides, you've got Devin. He's a solid guy. You don't need to throw yourself into a career if that's not something you want to do. You've got a stable life. You don't need to chase the stress and pressure that come with the job. Maybe, but I've been thinking about things a lot lately, more than I expected to. What do you mean? Devin does work hard, and I know he tries, but looking at where we're headed financially, it's been making me nervous. I'm starting to wonder if relying on one income is really sustainable in the long run. And that's a fair concern. Money, well, there's never too much of it, that's for sure. It's not just the money. Lately, I've been feeling like our marriage isn't doing so well, like something's off. Wait, seriously? I didn't realize. You two always seemed so solid. Yeah, I know. On the outside, we probably look fine. Devin's polite, says all the right things when people are around, but at home, he's cold, distant. He barely talks to me unless it's about bills or errands. And honestly, I don't think he even sees me anymore. That doesn't sound like the Devin I thought I knew. He always reminded me of Matt, who's a family-oriented and dependable. I thought so too, but now I'm not so sure. I feel like I'm invisible to him. Oh, Harper, I had no idea. I'm really sorry. You've been carrying this alone? Yeah, I don't know who to talk to. Everyone else just sees the picture-perfect marriage and assumes I've got it easy. But I don't. I really don't. That's why I wanted to reach out to you. You're strong. You've built something of your own. I need someone like that to talk to right now. Of course. If you ever need to talk, I'm here for you. Whatever you want to say, I'll listen. You're not alone in this, Harper. Thank you. I'd really like to have a conversation with just the two of us, if that's okay. I don't want Devin or anyone else around. I need a safe space to get things off my chest. Of course. Let's set up a time. Maybe a quiet cafe with private booths? Actually, if it's okay, could we talk at your house instead? I'd feel more comfortable there. Someplace quiet, somewhere we won't be overheard or interrupted. That makes sense. You're right, my place would be better. All right, come by whenever you're ready. We'll have the whole house to ourselves. Thank you, really, thank you. It means a lot to me. I felt like I've been screaming into the void for so long. Just knowing you're willing to listen already makes me feel a little lighter. You don't need to thank me, you're family. And even more than that, I care about you. I've got your favorite coffee stocked, and I'll pick up some snacks too. We'll talk as long as you need. I appreciate this more than I can say. I was starting to feel like I was completely alone in this. It helps just knowing someone's in my corner. Instead, she kept asking about how much I make and how much I've saved, like borderline invasive questions. It felt more like she was interviewing me about my finances than actually needing emotional support. Still, stealing a credit card of mine? That's a pretty serious leap.
I get that you don't want to believe it, but just think about the timing. She was here, asked about money, and now the card you last saw that same day is gone. You can't ignore that it looks suspicious.
card. That's it. I didn't think it was a big deal.
That's exactly the problem, Harper. You didn't think. And even if you had asked, it still wouldn't have been okay. Taking someone's card behind their back is theft, plain and simple.
But Olivia makes tons of money. She's a successful businesswoman. What does it matter if I used a little of it? We're family, right?
That doesn't give you the right to treat her like your personal bank account.
No way that card only has a $1,000 limit. She's just pretending. You're married to a local cheapskate, Matt. I honestly feel bad for you. You could do so much better. Ever thought about getting out of that?
Excuse me? You have no right to talk about Olivia like that. I love her. I respect her. I'm not going anywhere.
I just don't get it. What's there to respect about someone who acts like a miser?
Let me tell you something, since you clearly know nothing about her. Before Olivia became a successful CEO, she had absolutely nothing. She lost her father when she was a kid, grew up in a single-parent home, constantly struggling to make ends meet. She couldn't even afford college. She worked multiple jobs and taught herself everything. Every dollar she has now, she earned through years of hard work and sacrifice. That's why she doesn't throw money around. That's why she's careful. And you know what? I admire her for that. Unlike you, she doesn't waste what she has. She doesn't take what doesn't belong to her.
All right, enough. I didn't message you for a lecture. Look, I've got 3 nights left in Bali and I am totally screwed. The $1,000 limit on the card plus the little bit of cash I brought with me, it's not enough. Please, Matt, I just need a little help. Can you send me some money?
You've got the hotel covered and the flight back booked, right?
Yeah, but that's it. Have you seen how expensive things are here? I'm seriously panicking.
Then stop shopping at luxury stores. Eat cheap, keep your head down, you'll make it.
Matt, don't do this to me.
Honestly, Harper, the second you took Olivia's card, any goodwill I had toward you disappeared.
I'm begging you. Please, I'll never ask for anything again.
Why me? Aren't you traveling with someone?
What do you mean?
I mean, are you really alone on this trip? Because if you're with someone, maybe they can help you out.
Why are you asking that now? It doesn't matter. Look, I'm just asking you to help me this once. I swear I'll pay you back as soon as I'm home.
Fine. I'll send you some money, but only enough to get by.
Wait, really? You're serious?
Yeah, I'm not heartless. I get that you're in a tough spot, so you'll get some money. But on one condition, stop using Olivia's card immediately. That's non-negotiable.
Well, of course, I swear I won't touch it again. Thank you, Matt. Seriously, you have no idea how much this means right now. Harper, are you back in the States yet? Yeah, I just landed. Honestly, this trip was a disaster, and it's all your fault. Excuse me? You don't get to blame me for the mess you created. Anyway, I'd like my credit card back. Immediately. Ugh, fine. What do you want me to do? Just drop it in your mailbox or something? I'll swing by your place and toss it in there. Happy? No, actually, that won't be necessary. Instead, I'd like you to head over to the nearest police station and hand it over to an officer. Wait, what? The police? Yes, Harper, the police. What you did, taking my card without permission, that's theft. You don't honestly think I'm going to let that slide, do you? Come on, I just borrowed it for a few days. Why are you acting like I held up a bank? Do you really think that kind of excuse holds any legal weight? Let me ask you, did I ever agree to loan you my credit card? Did I say, sure, Harper, take this and use it however you'd like? No, but still, it was only a $1,000 card. You're making such a big deal over something small. Small? You think $1,000 is nothing? Maybe to someone reckless and entitled like you, but to me, that's a significant amount of money. You took it without my knowledge. That makes it theft, plain and simple. I can't believe this. You're really threatening to press charges over this? I'm not threatening anything. I'm telling you that unless you voluntarily turn yourself in and return what doesn't belong to you, I will file a police report, and you will be arrested. You've got to be kidding. There's got to be some kind of legal exception, right? I read somewhere that theft between family members doesn't count as a crime. So even if you report me, it won't go anywhere. Isn't that how it works? There are certain exemptions, but they only apply to immediate family, like between parents and children or spouses. You and I, we may be family in name, but legally, we're not considered close relatives. So yes, Harper, what you did is a prosecutable crime. No way. If you voluntarily go to the station and explain what happened, you might be eligible for a reduced sentence or even a warning, depending on how they handle it. But if I file a report first and they have to come find you, don't expect any leniency. Oh, come on, Olivia. Forget the legal stuff for a second. We're family. Doesn't that mean anything to you? It did until you stole from me. You didn't just break a rule, Harper. You broke my trust. You went behind my back, took what wasn't yours, and treated it like a joke. But I was desperate. Then you should have come to me honestly. You had the chance. Instead, you made a choice. And now you'll face the consequences of that choice. So you're really not giving me another option? Oh, you have an option. You can walk into a police station today and tell them exactly what happened, or you can wait for the authorities to come knocking after I've reported the theft. Either way, this isn't going away. This is insane! No, what's insane is thinking you could steal from someone, go on a luxury vacation, and never face consequences. I don't take betrayal lightly, Harper. So no, you don't get to guilt me into pretending this never happened. Do I really have to turn myself in? You don't have to do anything, but if you don't, I'll handle it myself. And when I do, your record is going to reflect every bit of this. It's your decision, but make it fast. Hey, what's going on? Hello to you too. Is something wrong? Did you make it back home? Yeah, I got back to town a few hours ago. It was awful. The police detained me, questioned me, and handcuffed me for a while. I felt so humiliated. They said a formal investigation's underway. Charges aren't filed yet, but I'm not free until they final. angry that they cut ties with her entirely, disowning her. Now it seems Harper is living a lonely single life, working part-time jobs to make ends meet. The life she once envisioned for herself has crumbled, leaving her with nothing but regret and isolation. She had once been a part of a family, surrounded by love and support, but all of that has slipped through her fingers in a whirlwind of poor decisions and betrayal. On the other hand, Devin, though initially shocked by the divorce, seemed to recover rather quickly. After a brief period of adjustment, he managed to get back on track and has been working diligently, focusing on his career. It appears that the end of his marriage to Harper, while painful at first, has not had as severe of an impact on him. He threw himself back into his work and hasn't looked back since. The differences in how they've handled the fallout from their marriage couldn't be more apparent. When I think about Harper's situation, I realize how deeply money can influence people's lives. Money has the power to both make and break relationships, to tear families apart and build new ones. It's a lesson I've learned the hard way. I've seen how a lack of it can lead to bitterness, desperation, and anger, while an excess can breed entitlement, greed, and an unhealthy attachment to material wealth. Both extremes can be just as damaging as the other, and I've come to realize that the pursuit of happiness cannot be solely tied to financial gain. As for myself, I'm in a fortunate position. While I've worked hard to achieve financial stability and have accumulated some wealth over time, I've learned not to let money control my life. Unlike Harper, who allowed her desires and the pursuit of material wealth to overshadow everything, including her marriage, I've come to understand that there is much more to life than money. I've made a conscious decision to prioritize what truly matters, my relationship with Matt and the happiness we share together. The realization that money isn't everything has shaped the way I approach my life. I no longer measure success solely by the amount of money I have in the bank or the possessions I own. Instead, I've come to value the moments of joy, the memories I create with Matt, and the peace of mind that comes with knowing I am building a future based on love and mutual respect. When I look at Harper's and Devin's contrasting paths, I can't help but feel a sense of sorrow for Harper. She's living a life of loneliness and regret, estranged from her family and struggling to find a way to move forward. Her decisions have led her down a path of isolation, and now she's left to grapple with the consequences of her actions. She had a choice, but her focus on money and superficial success led her astray. In contrast, Devin, though initially shaken, has managed to move on and rebuild his life. He focused on his work, took responsibility for his part in the marriage's demise, and found a way to stand on his own 2 feet. It's a painful truth, but Harper's downfall serves as a reminder of how fragile relationships can be when money, greed, and selfishness take precedence. Relationships are built on trust, communication, and respect, not on material gain. When it's understandable that we all want to live comfortably, we should never allow the pursuit of wealth to cloud our judgment or undermine the bonds we share with those we love. Looking back on my own journey, I feel grateful for the lessons I've learned. I've seen firsthand how destructive it can be to let financial matters dictate every decision, and how important it is to maintain balance in life. I've also realized that happiness doesn't come from what we have, but from who we are and who we choose to share our lives with. I've learned to appreciate the little things in life, the quiet moments with Matt, the laughter we share, and the love that grows stronger with each passing day. When I think about Harper and Devin, I feel sympathy for both of them. Harper's life is a reflection of the damage that comes from prioritizing money over everything. She pushed people away, including her own family, all in the name of material success. In the end, that success meant nothing if it wasn't backed by a foundation of love and mutual respect. Devin, on the other hand, seems to have found a way to move forward, but his story isn't without its own pain. Both of them have lost something. Harper, her family, and her marriage, and Devin, the life he once had with Harper. But even though their journeys have taken different turns, I can't help but feel a sense of clarity in my own. The lessons I've learned from their experiences are ones that I will carry with me forever. I've come to understand that life is about more than just the accumulation of wealth or the pursuit of personal gain. It's about building meaningful connections, being there for the people you love, and making decisions that are grounded in love and respect, not material desires. I've also come to appreciate the importance of gratitude in my life. No matter how much or how little we have, the key to true happiness lies in being grateful for what we do have. It's about appreciating the moments we have with those we care about, recognizing the beauty in life's simple pleasures, and never taking anything for granted. As for Harper, I can only hope that one day she will come to realize what truly matters in life. Perhaps if she reflects on her choices and the people she's hurt along the way, she'll be able to rebuild the relationships she's lost. It may be a long and difficult road for her, but it's not impossible. The key to redemption lies in taking responsibility for one's actions and choosing to make things right, no matter how hard that might be. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.